Hello, my name is Erica, and I'm the Dyslexic Trekkie. Before I get started, I'd like to welcome all the new subscribers. Your interest really helps out, and Ensign Bradbury has agreed that for every 100 subscribers, he'll let you all hear one of his kitten's logs. The Thaw is an unusual story overall. It pits Voyager against the most amorphous antagonist we've ever seen, in my opinion. Yes, there have been creatures Star Trek crews have gone up against that had no true form before. But never before, and never again, I think, will any crew have to go up against an abstract concept like fear. A group of aliens are first found on a planet in stasis. All indications show they should have been woken up years ago, but Voyager finds the people still asleep, too dead. When the crew attempts to wake the aliens, as that was what was supposed to happen, a couple crew members go under and attempt to find out what's going on. The aliens have been able to communicate with one another through the computer system, which has made up a world filled with characters led by fear. He is a literal manifestation of fear in the guise of a clown. Some concepts seem universal. Fear does its scary thing, leaving Voyager in the unenviable position of having to negotiate a hostage situation with fear. Captain Jaineway sends the Doctor in because he can't be impacted by the manifestation of fear and can meet him on an even level. Through trial and error, Captain Jaineway negotiates the freedom of both her crew and the surviving aliens found on the planet when they arrived. The agreement is for Captain Jaineway to take their place. Fear can't resist a new mind to torture. The exchange happens, and Fear faces Captain Jaineway, who he talks to. Then it becomes apparent the woman in front of him is like the Doctor, nothing more than a program. Fear fades away with a revelation that he's scared to die. The episode starts with a clarinet. Sorry, no science at this time. Just Harry practicing his clarinet. There's a fun little exchange between him and Tom, but say it with me, this video isn't about these people. We're moved onto the bridge where we find Voyager has found a planet with non-functional communication satellites. The planet looks like what the Earth would if Trump's goons stayed in charge of the EPA for another 4 years. I love Neelix noting that the planet used to be a trading hub and working out how long ago by Harry's telling him when a solar flare occurred. The planet looks uninhabited at first. It appears the science did happen, just 19 years ago. The planet experienced a solar flare to such magnitude that it made evacuation impossible, and it seems everyone died. At first. Harry discovered a communication that indicated the people of the planet were in stasis. Moreover, they should have woken up 4 years ago. After some work by Harry, they find there is some life in stasis deep underground. Captain Jaineway decides to try and help the people, or at least find out why they never woke up. There's always something nice when we see Captain Jaineway can help people. Even just the possibility of helping out brings a certain smile to her. I think there's something more to it. Captain Jaineway isn't afraid of a difficult time, but it's nice when you can change someone's life just by flipping a switch. This looks everything like one of those times. When she, Ensign Kim, and Cass go to the pods, she finds things aren't as simple. There's no reason for the 2 dead aliens to be dead. There's no malfunction. They also find that the minds of the ones still alive are connected through the computer system. It's creating an artificial environment to allow the people to interact. More than that, the people in hibernation have had the option to leave at any time. There's no justifiable reason for them to still be under. Captain Jaineway agrees to let 2 members go into the system to talk to the people sleeping and find out if there is anything they can do to help free them. It's clear the 2 who died did so from fear. Why and how is still unknown. Ensign Kim and B'Elanna Torres go into the system to find out what happened. I would love to go into detail about the dream world. It is the bulk of the episode, but it's not the point here. Harry and B'Elanna get the runaround and messed with by the dream characters, then finally find their people when Harry is nearly guillotined. It's only then they realize how the world works. Back out in the real world, Captain Jaineway and her crew are trying to figure out why the team aren't coming out of stasis. Eventually, Lieutenant Torres gets out, leaving Harry as a hostage. Captain Jaineway realizes they need to negotiate with fear. Their desire isn't unreasonable. He wants to live. The only problem is, for that to happen, someone has to be connected to the system. Eventually, the Doctor goes into the system. As stated in the overview, he can't be affected by the system as he doesn't have normal emotions. I know I shouldn't go too far into the dream part. Captain Janeway isn't a part of that, but I always love when the Doctor corrects Fear on his scalpel use. It's just what he'd do. Of course, he suggests different options on how to keep the system going, which Fear rejects. I kind of love her annoyance at Fear's disappointment in her. The next phase in the work with Fear is clever. They slowly shut down the system, little by little. It takes a while for Fear to catch on, but when he does, he makes them pay. He kills one of the hostages. Captain Janeway can't do anything else. She restores the system. Now Captain Janeway has to face the fact that someone died in the process of her helping. Not to mention, Harry's still in the system. She reasons through the use of fear and why people enjoy it. I love the line when she asks why people enjoy dangerous sports or the holodeck programs with the safety off. She asks why, after so many centuries, people still ride roller coasters. Something I can't relate to. I have trouble getting down a flight of stairs. Her question leads to an idea that solves the dilemma. We see Captain Janeway getting into the system, only with something on the side. It looks familiar, like... Wait, I know. Doctor Who, did you make that? But seriously, Fear tries to spruce up the place. Fear feels Captain Janeway enter the system, something a little creepy. Then she appears, and Fear releases the hostages. I love the way she speaks. This is a manifestation of Fear. She can't help but respect him. The hostages are freed, and we see Fear with the captain. The interaction is something unique. It's interesting how Fear's attention is only for her, to the point where he misses his environment disappearing. It's subtle at first. The decor is fading. As we now know, he's talking to a hologram. And we see Fear become scared. The people are free. Captain Janeway is safe. Fear fades away. The Thaw is like no other episode. Yes, there is peril, and yes, we have life and death stakes, but we see a dilemma trapped only in the mind. We see Captain Jaineway all but jump at the chance for an easy win, wake up the people in stasis, and then be on their way. When it becomes more complicated, she rises to the occasion. There's no major battle. The closest we get to that is when they try to shut down the system, but Fear was right about one thing. If there was any chance of resolving the situation while keeping Harry safe, she'd take it. In the end, she uses her mind to overcome fear. She faces it with the help of technology and frees everyone. This isn't a show of her force of will or dead determination to get everybody home. This is a combination of those things and something else. I believe that if the only way to free the people was to sacrifice herself, I think she would have done it. She's come close to that choice before. But in the end, she knew what needed to be done. She faced fear and conquered it. I'd like to first say thank you to everyone who's joined recently and the growing interest in this channel. My situation has changed recently, and it's forced me to alter the time scale for things I wanted to do for this channel. This includes a project helped out by some incredibly talented artists, including my own sister. I've opened a store called DyslexiCTrekkie.com on Teespring, and yes, .com is in the name. There you can find merch with the cutest little ensign in Starfleet, my logo of the transposed Earth, and phrases from the channel. So if you'd like to show support for my work, this is a practical way to do so. So go to DyslexiCTrekkie.com where you can find this and more merch. And until the end of April, you can get $10 off your purchase with the promo code Trekkie, that's TREKI, at DyslexiCTrekkie.com. The link will be in the description below. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, feelings, or ideas, please share in the comments below. If you notice any spelling or reading mistakes in this video, please comment within the first week of posting for the chance to choose a future topic. Again, my name is Erica, and I'm the Dyslexic Trekkie. It's an actual word. Yes. Ginger Bradbury's been getting a little egg. I made some because it was on sale. Yes, I'm been going in and I get rewards and num-nums and everything. Speak. Come on. Speak. Why? Through trial and error, Captain Jaineway negotiates. It's bad enough when they're actual words. Yeah, well, he's allowed to practice his clarinet. Yes. Harry and B'Elanna get the runaround and messed with by the dream catchers. By the dream catchers?